The City Council may submit a question to voters on the November ballot asking for approval to issue $80 million in water bonds to finance the renewal of aging water infrastructure and maintain system reliability and quality. These are critical citywide system improvements that benefit water customers today and into the future. A clean, safe, and reliable drinking water supply is always critical. It's of particular importance during times of emergency, such as the COVID-19 pandemic.
Longmont's water is clean primarily because it comes from a very pristine source within Rocky Mountain National Park. That clean water is then stored in Ralph Price Reservoir, which is surrounded by the 3,500-acre Button Rock Preserve in the mountains west of Longmont to be ready for the community's use throughout the year. After the water leaves Ralph Price Reservoir, it is delivered to our two treatment facilities, Nelson-Flanders treatment plant, which is the primary treatment plant for the city, as well as the Wade Gaddis treatment plant, which is really used in an emergency basis and for backups when necessary.
The city's Wade Gaddis water treatment plant was placed in service in 1983. That plant now is reaching the end of its life cycle, and the capacity that it currently provides will have to be replaced. The city recently conducted some engineering studies to determine what's the best way to replace that capacity. We had the choice of either replacing Wade Gaddis or expanding our Nelson-Flanders water treatment plant. And the best option, at least cost for us, is to expand the Nelson-Flanders water treatment plant, which was placed in service in about 2005. Fortunately, that plant was actually constructed with expansion in mind, so that makes it really an efficient option for us. In addition to expanding the Nelson-Flanders water treatment plant, there are other planned upgrades in the potable water treatment system over the next couple of years. This includes potable water tanks that are aging now and have reached their life cycle, and miles of pipe that will also need to be replaced.
In 2019, the City Council approved a 5-year rate schedule that contemplated selling bonds to spread out the costs to upgrade Longmont's aging water infrastructure over several years. That rate schedule supports issuing up to $80 million in water bonds. Without voter approval to issue the water bonds, needed projects could be delayed and system reliability affected. Think of water bonds like taking out a mortgage on a house. Paying for improvements with water bonds helps acquire needed assets and infrastructure repairs now, while spreading out the cost of those improvements over time to avoid rate spikes. This keeps rates more predictable for users. Using water bonds to finance the infrastructure improvements also results in user rates that are initially lower than if cash were used to fund the improvements. This spreads out the cost of these upgrades more equitably across both current and future water customers.
These are all considerations to keep in mind when voting. Here are some reasons why a voter might be in favor of this funding request. And here are some reasons why a voter might be against this funding request. A yes vote would allow the City of Longmont to issue $80 million in water bonds to be used, along with existing fund balances and adopted rate increases, toward renewing aging water infrastructure and maintaining system reliability and quality. A no vote would mean bonds would not be issued. Adopted rate increases would still take place. Those rate increases, plus existing cash balances, could be used toward renewal projects, but other funding sources would need to be found.
The safety and reliability of Longmont's drinking water is essential to our community.
We ask you to spend some time researching the issues.
Ask questions if you have them.
And most importantly,
come out and vote. Vote.
Vote.
Learn more about the water bond issue at longmontcolorado.gov/water-bonds. Election Day is Tuesday, November 3rd.